Hey, so let me ask you something. Have you ever stepped outside on a chilly day and bam, you're hit with a sneeze you just can't stop? It happens to pretty much all of us. Well, today we're going to be detectives and solve that exact mystery, why we sneeze so much more the second it gets cold.
You know the feeling, right? The moment that cold air hits your face, you get that little tingle in your nose. So what's really going on there? It feels random, but it's not. We're going to treat this everyday sneeze like a fascinating little puzzle, and by the end of this, all the pieces are going to click right into place.
Okay, first things first. We have to completely change how we think about a sneeze. It's not just some annoying habit. Nope, it's actually this super sophisticated, high-tech alarm system that's built right into your nose. It's your body's first responder, always on alert.
To really get it, just imagine the inside of your nose, all those nerves and mucous membranes, as a set of incredibly sensitive laser tripwires. Their one and only job is to detect any potential invaders or irritants, and then sound the alarm to get them out, and to get them out fast.
And this whole thing happens in a split second. It's a chain reaction. First, some kind of stimulus, it could be dust, pollen, or as we're about to see, even cold air, hits the lining of your nose. Instantly, those nerves fire off an urgent SOS to your brain. The brain gets the message, hits the big red button for the sneeze command, and the result? A huge, powerful sneeze that blasts out whatever was bothering it. It's totally automatic and lightning fast.
So, if a sneeze is a reaction to an irritant, what is it about cold weather that our noses find so, well, irritating? Turns out, it's not just one thing. We've actually got four main culprits, four triggers that set off our nasal alarm system when the temperature drops. Our first culprit is simply the cold air itself. When that frigid air rushes into your nice warm nose, it's a direct shock to those sensitive nerves and membranes. The blood vessels inside your nose quickly shrink and then expand in response. Your brain feels that sudden physical change and interprets it as an irritation, like, whoa, what was that? And decides it needs to be expelled immediately, and so, achoo! Culprit number 2 is all about dryness. See, cold air just doesn't hold much moisture. Warm, humid air is great for our noses. It keeps everything moist and helps maintain a healthy, protective layer of mucus. But dry, cold air, it does the exact opposite. It sucks the moisture right out of your nasal passages, thinning out that crucial protective layer. This leaves your nose way more vulnerable and extra sensitive to anything that comes along. And then you've got culprit number 3, good old-fashioned shock. Just picture it. You're inside your warm, cozy house, and then you step right out into the freezing cold. That sudden, drastic drop in temperature can be a real jolt to the delicate nerves in your nose, causing them to fire off that sneeze signal. It's the sheer speed of that change that pulls the fire alarm.
And our last culprit, well, this one's an amplifier. If you're someone who already has a sensitive nose, maybe you have allergies or something like rhinitis, cold air can just make everything worse. It basically turns up the volume on your nose's existing sensitivity. So you'll find yourself sneezing and dealing with a runny nose way more often than you would in warmer weather. The cold is just amplifying the problem.
Okay, so we've identified our four culprits. We've gathered all the clues. Now, it's time to pull it all together into one simple, neat little formula that explains this entire thing.
And there you have it. This is our aha moment. The cold air, for any of those 4 reasons we just talked about, causes nasal stimulation. Your body's defense system kicks into gear, and the result is a sneeze. That's it. So the big takeaway here is that a cold weather sneeze isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign that your body's defense system is working perfectly.
So now that we've totally cracked the why, we can get into the how. How can we use this knowledge to maybe sneeze just a little bit less this winter? Let's shift gears and look at some super practical tips based on everything we just figured out.
Here it is, your anti-sneeze toolkit. First, wearing a scarf or mask over your nose actually warms the air before you breathe it in. That directly counters culprit number 1. Using a humidifier inside fights back against culprit number 2, the dry air. Trying to ease into the cold instead of rushing out the door can help with culprit number 3, that temperature shock. And finally, just drinking plenty of water helps keep your protective mucous membranes from drying out. See? Each tip is a direct solution to one of the triggers.
So, a sneeze is never just a sneeze, is it? It's this complex, brilliant protective reflex triggered by a whole bunch of fascinating factors.
Which kind of leaves me with one final question for you to chew on. Besides sneezing, what other amazing everyday self-protection tricks does your body have up its sleeve that we might be taking for granted? Pretty cool to think about, right? Thanks for digging into this with me.